And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 30-Minute Talks. Today's topic is an interesting one, and I'm Dr. Andy Nazarechuk, and I'm today's moderator for today's session. And Perry, why don't you say hello?
My name is Professor Perry Hobson. I'm from Sunway University here in Malaysia. I'm not in Malaysia right now, as you can see.
Alan speaking to you from Perth, Western Australia. Thanks very much for joining us again today, everybody, and welcome, Samir.
And Samir, we'll be giving an official introduction for Samir later, but Samir, just say hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you? And good to see you, all of you from the Himalayas of Kathmandu. Right now, I'm in Kathmandu, but the greetings from Himalayas to everyone.
Excellent, excellent. Very good. Let's continue. So, as we always like to thank our academic partners. Perry, why don't you let Alan do this one, and you can announce our new academic partner when it comes. Alan?
Why not? Let's as we know, everybody, thank you very much to the academic partners. Without the academic partners, the show can't take place. And I'm going to start off with Silver Mountain School of Hotel Management. Samir, our guest speaker today. The co-rep, of course. We've got LPU, the ICE, the University of Bahamas, NKUHT, TIPFI, and the School of Travel and Industry Management, Shidler, as well as Sunway University. So thank you very much to everybody and our academic partners. Perry?
Well, we're really pleased this week because APAC CRE, Asia Pacific CRE, is joining as our newest academic partners. Andy, Alan and myself are all past presidents of APAC CRE. We've got a lot of colleagues we've worked with, so that's fantastic.
All four, this is a unique setting because
of course, yes.
APAC CRE, don't forget Samir, come on. Yeah, we're very happy to join our program, and that's something that we look forward to all the time. So thank you for APAC CRE to join us. And again, APAC CRE members, anybody representing APAC CRE can fill out the post survey and we'll get an e-certificate from our program. Of course, today we're very happy to announce that we have finally created our own website. And the purpose of this website will be described, but it's a place where you can go for information. So I'm going to ask everyone to mute their microphones, turn off their screens for a second, and we will let you watch. Welcome to 90 Seconds. I'm Dr. Andy Nazarechuk, and this week we're proud to announce the launch of our 30-Minute Talks website. Let's take a tour of the homepage. Of course, there's my photo. The background is from Singapore. We have Professor Perry Hobson standing in front of a wine collection. We have Mr. Alan Williams standing in front of a vineyard from South Africa, and our favorite beach photo. I think the links are pretty easy to navigate, and we have multiple places where you can click a link to register for our next webinar. There are some fun facts about 30-Minute Talks, and as we scroll down, you can see our academic partners. Finally, at the bottom of the homepage, we have posted some of the very nice quotes we have received from our attendees. Let's take a look at our academic partner page. We appreciate those universities and organizations who support our programs, and you can click on their logos to learn more about them. We're also proud to announce the formation of our advisory board, and you can see all of the members here. They will be giving us advice concerning topics, speakers, and recommending improvements for 30-Minute Talks. And if you wish to become an academic partner, just let us know. Another good place for you to visit is our future schedule page. This is the first time we've been able to give at least some tentative information about our future topics, and you will find it here. Eventually, you'll be able to visit our past program videos. Unfortunately, we are focused on trying to get that page to work right now. Our website was designed by a former LPU student, and you can find his link at the bottom of our website. We hope that you will visit and bookmark our website. I'm Dr. Andy Nazarechuk, and thank you for watching 90 Seconds.
Well done, Andy, and great initiative. Finally, the website's up and live. So everybody, remember that URL, and we look forward to seeing you visit the website.
Yeah, we're looking forward to, we're going to be upgrading it all the time. We're improving it all the time, but it's at least the one place where we hope you'll bookmark it so that you don't, because right up until now, we only send out one flyer a week. But now it's time to start our presentation for the day. One of the most interesting topics that we've all been looking forward to, and it's about Mount Everest and mountain tourism and beyond, then and beyond COVID-19. And we're very happy to have our guest speaker for today, a very good friend of us, a past president of APAC CRE, Mrs. Samir Thapa, who's actually the first certified hospitality educator of Nepal. He's a founder of Nepal's first internationally recognized hotel management college, the Silver Mountain School of Hotel Management. We're looking forward to coming to visit there someday. And he's also involved with the Youth Entrepreneurs Forum, Asian Ecotourism, Sustainable Tourism Network of Nepal. He's an international speaker. He's always involved in hospitality programs and conferences around the world. And we're very happy to have him join us today. Samir, please say hello, and it's your turn to take over the program.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Once again, it's a great opportunity to be in this 30-minute talks. I welcome you personally to everyone who have joined for this program. And let me start my presentations. Yeah, here you go. The first, I would like to start with this. Probably everyone has been here, you know, the tallest mountain on the earth is Mount Everest. I'll give you a little bit of background about the Everest. Everest is known as Sagarmatha, peak of heaven in our Nepali language. It's also called Chomolungma in Tibetan language because it lies in between the Nepal and it has touched the border of Tibet, which is the autonomous region of China. The height of the Mount Everest, which Andy has a quiz for that, is 8,848 meters, which is 29,035 feet. And Nepal has got 8 tallest mountains of the world out of 10. And if you see the Mount Everest over here in this picture, which I have taken by chopper, you can see the blade of the chopper on the top. And then I went down and I took another picture because the best view, you get it from the chopper on the same level. And if you see all these mountains in the Himalayan range, Mount Everest is the only mountain which rock is very much blue than if you see in other mountain which is a bit of a brownish color. And you always find less snow in Mount Everest because the reason is it is above than that freezing point always. So the weather changes quite a lot. The tip of the Mount Everest, if you see that is around like 15 feet diameter. So it is like a kind of a platform on the top where at least like 5 to 8 people can stand over there. So this is the real picture of Mount Everest. Now I will go to my So just a little bit of background of Mount Everest. In 1865, the British surveyor, his name is Sir George Everest, who actually took almost like 13 years to measure the height of the Everest. So in the international world, it is called after his name, that it's a Mount Everest. That's how the Everest name had started. But in locally, we still call Sagarmatha. The highest, the valley on the earth where the people are living, and we call it Sherpas. Sherpas are a kind of tribe who are very used to and who lives in this Himalayas. The strength, the length of the lungs of these Sherpas are quite bigger than the normal human beings, because the oxygen is very less on these heights. So they were born and they were brought up in that scenario. So it's easy for them to live over there. For us, like, it's quite tough, like, to live in that such height, where they live in the height of like 4,270 meters, which is called the Khumbu Valley. And every expedition team which comes to Nepal, they always take Sherpas in the team, because they know the route, they know how to handle the crisis, they predict very much on weather. So all because of that, Sherpas are well known as climbers in the world. So there's a national park there, which is around like 480 miles, and that is established in 1976 now, which is a part of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. These two gentlemen, one is Sir Edmund Hillary, another is Tenzing Norgay Sherpa. They are the part of the British expedition team in 1953 who first stepped on the top of the Mount Everest. So, before that, nobody had conquered this Everest. There are lots of myth and stories out there that lots of people has been trying and they've been there, but there was no official record or not kind of any evidence was there. So official evidence is with these two gentlemen who climbed on 1953. And how to get there? The first, once you land in our Kathmandu airport, it takes 30 minutes flight from Kathmandu to Lukla airport. And Lukla airport is considered one of the 10 most dangerous airport, not in terms of this infrastructure, not in terms of the technology or the radar system. It's just because of the weather. So the Lukla weather is very, very unpredictable. So once the weather is not good, no aircraft or no any helicopter will attempt to go there. So it's completely depends upon the weather. And you will see either you will go by small aircraft, which is either the Dornier or Twin Otter, or like you take the chopper. So this is a picture which I have taken like while landing on the Lukla airport. So this is amazing trip. And the first day, you have to be in Lukla, because it is very important when you go to the trekking on such altitudes. You have to make sure that you have to acclimatize your body. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very difficult for you due to altitude sickness and short breathings and so many issues, health issues can come. So you should not be hurry up, and you should not try to finish your trek when you are reaching on such height. This is a valley which you see, Lukla, and the Lukla Bazaar, it has got like 100 meters road lane, but you will find all sorts of restaurants, bars, and over there I have taken a cafe pictures, and there's Irish pub as well. So it's on that evening, like at least the tourist people can enjoy and stay there and see the scenery from there. Then the trek start on second day to Phagdin. Phakding is one of the most beautiful place once you start heading to Everest. You can see one of the resort over there. There's a helipad over there, and um, the Phakding height is around like 2,651 meter, which is 3 to 4 hours trek. Because the first day, actually, these trekking agencies and the health expert do not allow you to walk more than 4 to 5 hours, because the body can cope up with it, that height when you are walking. Then third day, then you will move from Phakding to Namche Bazar. Namche Bazar is situated at the height of 3,438 meter. And Namche Bazar is the lap of Mount Everest, we call. And there is one hotel which is called Everest View, which is the hotel which is situated at the highest level on the earth. It has got a beautiful view from every room. And on that third day, once you reach on Namche Bazar, on the fourth day also, like, you will be staying in Namche Bazar itself, because to acclimatize your body. This is more of a hotel accommodation what you get over there. And on the fifth day, from Namche Bazar to Thengboche, the Thengboche height is around 3,870 meters. From Namche Bazar, it takes 5 to 6 hours. So then you stay overnight over there. Then after that, day 6, you'll start from Thengboche to Dingboche, so which is 5 to 6 hours. Thengboche to Dingboche is one of the toughest route, we say, because the terrain, the trekking trail is very narrow, and the trail is very stiff as well. So then once you reach on day 7th on Dingboche, you will rest there for a day. Then from Dingboche to Lobuche, it is not that tough journey. You'll also find in this trek, like some of the places which is very dry, you don't see the greenery at all. But once you also reach on Lobuche at the height of 4,600 meters, you will also see a little bit of greeneries over there. I think it's a nature. I don't know how these plants survives on that, grows on that region also. But there are lower heights all from Lobuche also. You don't find greenery also, but some places you find greenery. It's amazing. It's a part of a nature, how nature works. Then on the 9th day, you will walk from Lobuche to Goreshepe. Goreshepe is the last destinations for the trekkers, because there is no such facilities which you find in in the Kala Pathar or in the Everest Base Camp. Because Everest Base Camp, you can go there, you will have a walk. Once you reach Goreshepe, then another 2 hours walk to the Everest Base Camp. But the weather is very harsh and it's very chilled. So you have to come back to Gorepache again. So usually people go and stay there in Gorepache, and some of the guests, like trekkers, like they spend 2-3 days in Gorepache and go to Everest Base Camp every day and come back. That's also, you can do that. And from Gorepache, like, the expedition actually starts. On day 10, then you from Gorepache to Kala Pathar, you will come back. Then to Feriche, that is around like 7 to 8 hours. Then again, like you on day 11, Feriche to Namche Bazar, that takes around 7 to 8 hours. And then Namche Bazar on 12th day, Namche Bazar to Lukla, 5 to 6 hours. But usually once you reach Lukla, you usually stay another 1 or 2 days in Lukla, so that your body will rest. This is very important. The reason is, once you climb on this kind of heights in your life, and if you come down suddenly to the lower heights, you'll also see lots of issues on your body also, like it's I mean, more on the blood pressure, more on headaches and all. So while climbing up and coming down also, you definitely need to acclimatize your body. This is very, very important. Then you fly back to Kathmandu. On this trekking route, if you see, like once you start from Lukla, you'll see these kind of villages on the extreme left on the screen. So these are the homestays as well. Then slowly, like you'll see all these snow and the trails, and the trails will be like this. So it's not like a, there's a A's and there's nothing. It's very dangerous. It's not like that. So you will see the river flowing from the Mount Everest, which is one of the biggest river in Nepal. And then most of your, like, you must have like curiosity, like how you're going to carry those kind of loads, your backpacks, your like other stuff and all. Usually the trekkers and the more than trekkers, like the expeditors, like they use a yak. This is a mountain cow, which is you find in Nepal and you find in certain part of Tibet. These are the good mode of transportation for goods, for the people, for the expeditors, and for the trekkers. So you'll see that. Then on the way to Everest, like you will witness all these kinds of lakes. There are so many lakes. I mean, these lakes are like situated on your trek. So before reaching the Everest base camp, you will witness these lakes, which is very beautiful and is very pristine, is very untouched. So you will have lots of sceneries like this. Then finally, like, you will reach the base camp. The three pictures which I have taken from the chopper is a base camp. And the base camp, all these tents, mostly they are in yellow color. The reason is yellow color is very clearly seen from the different height in the mountain. So in case of any crisis, if there is any kind of a rescue needed, like the first thing, the helicopter or the rescue team will identify the tent. So then on the second pictures, if you see that when we got there, like we took the picture of this same base camp where all tented are there, because people, usually expeditors, like they stay there for at least 4 or 5 days before they start climbing the Everest, because they need to acclimatize their body, they need to check the weather, they need to check the wind. The wind blows so hard that sometimes like they throw all the people from the climbing route. And you're on the extreme right picture, there are also, you'll see lots of these lakes, which is near on the same periphery of base camp. So you will have a different view. Then finally, I mean, these are the pictures which actually, from this point of Everest base camp, the expedition starts. This is how the expedition, they do that. The expeditors always walk on the group. I'll come to the later on about the number of people, how they work, how they climb, and how the teamwork works over here. So usually from the base camp, it takes, if the weather is good and everything, it takes 2 days to 8 days. But the 2 days, why I'm telling 2 days is the shortest, time ever taken to climb Everest is one of the Sherpa who has done in 21 hours to reach there on the top. So I'm just talking about the 2 days. Usually, like all these expert climbers take 2 to 3 days. But usually on a normal days, like normal people and normal days, it takes at least 8 days, because there are 8 camps from Everest base camp to the top. So every camp, like they climb for 6, 7, 8 hours and they rest. And like it's not like trekking, like sometimes like you have to shorten your camps because after walking on a 2 hours, then the wind and the weather, then you have to set the camp over there. But usually 8 camps are there from base camp to on the top, but there is no camp on the top. No one can stay more than, you know, half an hour on the top of Mount Everest, because the wind is so hard and you cannot resist, and the oxygen level is so less up there also. Definitely expeditor, they carry the oxygen, because 99% they carry the oxygen. There are few people who had climbed without oxygen many times. I'll let you know in this presentation later on. Okay, this is like the Mount Everest. All these pictures are taken by myself. The first 2 pictures were from chopper, and the one from the down from the Everest Base Camp also. So because I'm using pictures like which has been taken from chopper, because it's very clear. That's why I'm using this for presentations. Then you can see this, one of the youngest mountaineer, his name is Prakash, like he had climbed Mount Everest, and we have given our banner. So look at these 4 climbers who are on the top of Mount Everest, and the first pictures, like which is carrying our banner, which is on the last camp before reaching on the top. So every climbers, when they reach on the top, they try to take out their oxygen mask and they take the pictures. You know that that's what they do. So this is like so anybody is interested to, you know, send your flag with the expedition teams. They charge a little bit for this, but I can help you out, you know, that if you are interested. There are so many expedition teams, they just carry this banner, and you know, and it's always nice to have this photograph in your office, in your university, if you want to keep it, you know. Few details about the expedition. Actually, the officially expedition has started in 1950, but the route has been found in 1921. The top 5 climbers country till date is Nepal, USA, China, India, and United Kingdom. The most deaths by the year is 2014. That time the big avalanche had come, 17 people died. 1996, 2015, and 1996 again, and 2 times, because these have all happened by avalanche while they are expediting the Everest. The death is not there on trekking route. So please don't get scared, it's only for the climbers. Till now, 22,513 climbers have climbed above the base camp, and some of them have not reached on the top. 280 climbers have died during the expedition so far. It's all 99% is due to the altitude sickness, and then the health problem comes and the people died over there. And sometimes what happen is like these climbers do all like, you know, try to be very extra adventurous, like they open their short, like, you know, they take out their caps and they take out their you know, oxygens. And we had one climbers like who has climbed more than 8 top peaks in the world. He was our brand ambassador also, but he died in USA because he on the top, like he went and he opened his shirt and he stayed bare over there for 15 minutes to make a Guinness Book of World Record, and on the way back his heart just collapsed. It was just 2 years back, you know that. So this is like, you should not, no one should do all these things. You have to strictly follow the regulations, strictly follow the order of your you know, leader over there, which I'll come to the next page. And 2019, 300 climbers have received the approval to climb the Mount Everest, but 280 climbers made it. The process will take around like almost 2 to 3 years time to get the approval from Nepal government. They will check your health, they will check your past history, they will check what kind of you know, person you are in terms of climbing. There are so many factors which involve they do the due diligence for each and every climbers. It's not like you just pay and come and climb the Mount Everest. It's not like that. And each expedition team consists of 3 to 15 members. Usually it's 8 to 15s are always there. If you are a very professional or trainer in the expedition, and 3 of them can go together. The leader is also called Sardar. So who decide on the route? Like there are different routes when you start climbing from the base camp, but it depends upon the season, depends upon the level of snow, depends upon the wind, depends upon the the visibility as well. On that particular time, on that particular week, they need to decide which route they have to go. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So the biggest challenge, as I told you, is the weather while climbing the mountain. People think that it's so top, so steep, and it's very hard to climb. You really need to big strength to climb. Definitely you need to big strength to climb, but challenge is the weather. You cannot fight with weather at all. And how much it costs now, probably you must have all this thing in your head. Usually like the average is around like 35,000 USD, which cost for each individual to climb Mount Everest. That include the government fee of 11,000 USD as well, because that you need a porter, you need a cook in the base camp, you need a guide, you need a this Sardar and the Sherpas. All these people have to be there when you start climbing that. Otherwise, it is not possible at all. You know that one small mistake, you are gone. That's why the teamwork is very, very important. The experienced Sardar is very much important. These Sardars are very well qualified in terms of health issue comes to the expeditors. That they are always in the high-tech telephone with their team down at the base camp with the chopper team, and everything has to be make ready for every expeditions, because if every small thing goes wrong, like the rescue has to be there. Otherwise, the fatality will go very high unless that backup rescue is not there. Just for the trekking, which I have showed you about the Everest base camp, there are 2 ways. Like you can trek to EBC from Lukla, you can fly from Lukla to the Everest base camp, get down over there, enjoy the view and come back. Also, you can go to the Namche Bazaar, which is, I told you, that the lap of Everest. On that small town, you can stay there and you can do your trek as well. There are various packages as available. You can see in your in an internet. You can Google it, and if anyone is interested, let me know. I can connect with you. So many professional trekking agencies over here. And what next for COVID? Till now, from last March, the government has shut down the climbing all the mountains because of COVID. But till now, our entire Himalaya region has no cases of COVID. So the government has not given permit to any foreigners to go to Lukla right now. But yesterday, from yesterday, 2 days back onwards, the international and domestic flight has been open, and they are checking, they are doing the PCR to people before getting into there. And this time, each expedition or trekking members has to go through the entire medical process in their country, and when they reach Nepal, they have to go through another process over here. Then only they are allowed to fly to Lukla. So in this resting time, what the government has done, what the stakeholder has done, that they have collected 10 tons of waste from Everest in last 6 months of time, which is the great resting time for Everest as well. And the waste is mostly like, the oxygen cylinders, sleeping bags, food cans. Usually, like when there is a rescue, the rescue team doesn't collect all these things. And usually the expeditors, like they become so negligent sometimes. They just throw everything and just come back at the end, that. But it is a responsibility of every trekkers, every expeditors, that you must carry the things what you are taking up. You must bring it back to the base camp. So there is a schedule, cleaning team over there who cleans all these waste from base camp and bring it back to the city. So this is very much important. Thank you so much once again. And I have got one more slide. This is like just 2 days back. He's one of the very renowned climber of Mount Everest. He has climbed Mount Everest 10 times without oxygen. He has climbed Mount Everest 19 times in his life. He passed away other day. But his record has been broke by another Nepalese Sherpa. He has climbed 21 times to Mount Everest. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's an awful lot of climbing there.
Very good. Excellent. Samir, President,
Thank you.
we appreciate that. That's, I've learned a lot about this trip and things that, we really have never seen before, because every time we think of Mount Everest, we see those movies where these strong guys with all this equipment are climbing up to the top of the mountain, but we never see from Lukla to the base camp. That was the most interesting part of it. Alan?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very interesting presentation, Samir. Thank you very much for sharing your information. And towards the end, it was also good to see that Nepal hasn't experienced much trouble in terms of COVID so far. So I guess that's a positive for your tourism.
Yes, that is exactly this is a great break the Everest has got, all the mountains has got. There are so many progressive work has been done in the route and other ways, because there are some routes which has got a ladder, that there's one step called Hillary Tenzing step, which is around 22 meters of ladder you need to climb from one top to another top, small tops, that's one of the dangers. So they have broadened it, they have made it they have put another ladder right now. So there are lots of progressive work has been done. This I think is a blazing disguise for all mountains right now for the last 6 months.
Perry?
Yeah, no, fascinating, Samir, because so much, as you said, you either see it in movies or bits of news or something like that, and to find out about the whole experience and how that's changing with COVID to give it that time. I've been a lot of destinations, as you said, have gone into this enforced hibernation, and how that can be used as a renewal process in some places as well. Because obviously they're having to limit the numbers. How many permits are they normally give out a year? Because you require a permit, right, to climb, yeah?
Yeah. The highest permit they give is 300 every year. And the 2019, actually, they have given the highest permit. But it's been almost 5 to 6 years, they are giving 300 permits, because the application goes more than 1,200 to 1,500 every year.
Wow.
Hey, Samir, describe the type of tourist or person that does the trek to the base camp. Are they young people, middle age, older people? Who describe what the average guy who does the person that does the walk, the trek?
There is no age limit for the trekking. Even the expedition, the eldest person who has reached on the Mount Everest he was 78, and he's my next door neighbor. And that guy is very strong, still very strong. But the trek, anyone can go, even we are taking our even kids, 12 or 13 years old kid to the, people who are above 70. Trekking is not the problem. You have to follow the strict instructions of this agency, how to acclimatize your body, what are the things to do. Sometimes what happens, people, they just go to this different, once they reach to the different location, and the evening they start getting drunk. You should not be drinking, that, and you should not be smoking, that causes the things. Otherwise, they will check your health, and if you are physically fine, the age doesn't matter at all.
Okay, so what you're saying is that from the trekking part of it, from Lukla to the base camp, is not, it's not dangerous. It just, you just have to follow the rules.
Yeah, exactly. It's not dangerous. Yes.
I know if you're going to climb, I've heard some figures upwards of 25,000 US to climb, and I'm sure that's a conservative estimate. But what about the trek? What's the cost to trek for the trekking? Roughly?
I mean, trek cost you around, like, you know, like it depends upon like what type of trek you want to have, but it starts ranging from $2,500 to $8,000. You know,
Okay, yeah.
basically it costs more that when you are trekking, you don't want to carry anything. Then you need more porters, you need more guides and other things, right? You know, that you need the backup support and everything. So they charge more for that.
Of course, yeah.
Well, actually, Samir, we have to, you know, Alan and I were talking about this before the program, and we said, you know, we want to do the track, and we want to get to base camp. Alan said he wanted to go higher, but I'm not interested in that. But now I've heard your story, that helicopter ride sounds pretty good to me.
Yes.
Yeah, you can sign me up for that one as well, I think.
Perry, last question from Perry.
Well, Samir, what do you think going forward, looking ahead now for tourism in Nepal? Obviously, as a country, it's always been very focused around the trekking and the mountain and climbing Mount Everest. You know, it's totally iconic. How can you spread that tourism out? What are the plans of the government now to try going forward to support tourism in the country?
Yeah, I mean, government has declared like lots of like promotional activities in a very low cost, you know that, but there is definitely obligation with the health. So the government is, every tourist who are coming to Nepal, they must have a health report. You know, unless they don't have a health report from their home country, they are not allowing to enter over here. Another thing is, once they will come over here, they have to be in quarantine for some time. You know, the 5 days right now, they are saying that. But after November, December, I don't think so that will continue also. So we have a season actually starting from September to March. But usually December and January, like I don't recommend you to go for a trek because it's going to be very cold and tough. The more it's a cold season, like it gets tougher for you to trek on that altitude. So if you are thinking of coming, like February, March, April is very good time. And this time, like the government is floating a very special rate for, to everyone. Just to promote.
So we really are pushing and trying to promote it afterwards. Yes, it's so important. All right, well, great, Samir. So thanks so much for that. I think that's been a fantastic insight into some of the things that's going on, hasn't it been, Andy?
Yeah, Samir, you know, we appreciate you coming and spending time with us to explain to us how this all works. You know, the video you showed a lot of different activities that I never would have imagined on that kind of trip. So I know Alan and I will be continuing discussion, and someday we're not only going to come do the base camp one way or the other, but we'll come speak at your school and meet your students, and we'll look forward to seeing you when we come to Mount Everest. Alan?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Dr. Andy. Look forward to the trip one day as soon as we can get, you know, freed up from this COVID situation. And I agree with everything that's been said. I think there's more to Nepal than just purely Mount Everest. There's a whole lot of other things to see and do. And of course, look forward to seeing your friendly students when we're there. So thank you for sharing your time, and thank you for sharing your experiences with us.
Thank you so much. It will be my great pleasure to welcome you in Nepal. Those all the participants over here in this 30-minute talks, please let me know if you are interested to come and see the Everest, see the mountains. Just email me, drop me the message, like I can help you out the best. I would love to have all three of you to come to my school and talk with my students. That will be great honor. And
I look forward to it too.
Well, Samir, again, thank you very much for your time. And
thank you so much.
We had a lot of questions from people, and we'll look forward to taking that tour someday. But as we continue, we need to thank our academic partners again for their support. And again, we're very proud to have the Silver Mountain School of Hotel Management from Nepal. And now we know who's the founder and responsible for that program. And you're the only academic partner who's had a sign on the top of Mount Everest. So we will for that presentation. And again, on behalf of myself, I want to say thank you for participating. Perry?
Yes, thanks again very much, Samir. We really do appreciate you taking the time, learning more about Nepal. And as I said, from sea level of the Bahamas 1 week to the top of the world the next, we really are trying to take 30 minutes around the world. Thanks so much.
Once again, thanks, Samir. And I think we might even have to say to the students that are listening to us today, listen to Dr. Andy and myself. We might invite you along to be guests with us on the walk.
Yes. Thank you so much. You are most welcome and looking forward to welcoming you personally. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thanks, Samir. And actually, Samir, you can tell your hospitality and tourism agency the next week, 30-minute talks, we're going to be talking about, are you ready to reopen? And next week, we're going to be giving our creative ideas and discussing some of the topics that you just mentioned yourself. What can you do to bring back tourists, to bring back business and get everything open again? So we hope everyone will not only join us next week, but maybe you'll go visit our new website and you can register that way too. But we'll continue to send out our email invitation every Friday for the next session. So that's an interesting session. Comments about that one, Alan? Next week?
Looking forward to it. I think there's a whole number of things that Perry, you and I have already discussed. So really looking forward to that presentation and looking forward to sharing those thoughts with students and faculty and also industry people that join us next week. So don't hold your breath, everybody. Tune in next Wednesday.
Perry?
Yep, I look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday to put some thought into this. As clearly different countries around the world are facing different situations, and we're now seeing countries having opened up and closed down. So this is by no means a static situation, and we look forward to sharing with you what's going on in destinations and some ideas for getting our industry back on its feet again.
And very good. And again, just to remind everyone that yes, you have to complete the survey in order to get a certificate. I just put out the chat information, the link in the chat area, and here's the QR code for the survey. Don't forget, you have to write your 3 key learnings for the program to get the certificate. And again, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank our friend Samir for joining us from Nepal. Thank you all for joining us. And that's it for 30-minute talks. We will see you next week.